creation of the Invest Meghalaya agency at that point in time. And accordingly the act was passed. Now, during the course of time, there were certain concerns that were raised by individuals and also the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council. The CEM and other members had met me in regards to this and raised some of these small issues and concerns that they had from their side, and not just the district council but the public at large. So after detailed discussion with the CEM of the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council and the other members, there were certain suggestions which were made, and we are happy to incorporate some of those suggestions. The first one is that there is a particular clause in the Act. The clause is clause number 34. And this clause spoke about certain other laws and certain other provisions which this particular Act would override. Now, I just want to clarify to everyone that this particular clause that was there, the Article 34 of this particular Act, was very, very specific to the common application forms. Now, in the past, the single window agency required certain applications to be made to them in certain forms. The MUDA required applications to be made in certain forms. The MTDC required the applications to be made in certain forms. And hence, in order to avoid the amendment of all those 6-7 different acts to incorporate the provisions of this Act, we had put this provision in this Act to override those provisions in those acts. And the basic powers of this were very, very specific to the common application form and did not go beyond that. So I just want to clarify that. But since it has created a bit of confusion with the district council and other members, and also to some extent from the public side also, the government has decided and the cabinet has decided to repeal the article or this para 34 of this Act, which is creating this confusion. And we are now going to amend the other provisions that is there in the single window agency, the Meghalaya promotion policy, or the Tourism Act, or the other acts which were being affected by this. We will make the necessary amendments there and remove this particular para 34 to avoid any confusion among the people, and adding one line to this, in fact, saying that this particular Act shall not be in derogation of the Meghalaya Land Transfer Regulation Act 1971. So we are specifically putting that clause to avoid any confusion among the public, because we felt that there was a confusion in this, and the district council and the CEM had mentioned this to us, and hence we are removing that para and adding this line that this Act shall not be in derogation of the Meghalaya Land Transfer Regulation Act 1971. Second concern which was there, which was raised by the CEM of the Khasi Hills District Council, Babit Singh CM, was regarding the aspect of the different provisions under the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council. In this particular Act, in para 13, we already have the provisions of the details of the combined application form. In this, the different provisions of the state are mentioned. There's a specific paragraph that mentions that wherever the forms and fees have to be prescribed as per for clearances in any central law, the application shall be submitted to the central government. So in order to ensure that we take care of the concerns of the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council and our CEM and other members, we are including or incorporating one more paragraph in this to say that, provided further that where any form and fees has been prescribed for such clearances from the ADCs, the applications shall be submitted only in that very form along with the fees to be submitted. Which means that we are clarifying, of course it was already done in the past It's not even that we needed to put this paragraph out here, because that is a normal procedure that is followed, where the permissions from the council have to be applied to the council. But since there was a confusion regarding that, we are introducing this paragraph very specifically to clarify that the applications, the permissions, all the NOCs, whatever required from the autonomous district councils will have to be taken up through the district councils, and separate forms will have to be applied to the respective district councils, which was actually the procedure. But since there was a confusion, we have introduced this paragraph to clarify and clear that particular confusion, so that nobody is confused that the question of bypassing the Khasi Hills District Council or the Garo Hills District Council or the Jhanti Hills District Council does not arise. The provisions among these councils for any kind of NOC or permissions that are required by these investing agencies will have to be taken up. The third part, which we also are amending, is that we are including one para in this, which is making it mandatory for employing local people. So this will be now in the Act itself. So the section 2A is now going to read, subject to the overall control and superintendence of the government, the governing council shall provide overall policy guidance and directions under this Act. Then we added, ensuring that the incentives under the policies will be provided to industries who are creating employment for local people, in bracket, individuals domicile of Meghalaya.